Hey, what's up everyone, this is Batten5. This is probably going to turn into a long video. It's going to be another political video. I'm going to be talking about, a few things. So hopefully it stays, somewhat, cohesive. And, I hope people, if they disagree, they'll do video responses, comments, whatever. Now, first off, like I said, it's going to be political because, this is a fucking election year, so, yeah, it's getting closer and closer. It's weird how fucking quick the time is fucking moving. So, anyhow, like I said, I want to talk about a few things. Number one, quickly, no one really said this except for Happy Cabby, I believe. Maybe other people did. I just didn't see it, but Rush Limbaugh, which he may come in, if I remember to bring him up later, I will make another point about him, but he seems to think that the Bane character from the new Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, which I'm going to see tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be awesome. I think it will be. But he thinks that Bane, the villain, he's actually, it's like symbolic of Bane Capital, Mitt Romney's old fucking company, the one where he's, made more fucking money than he's ever going to spend. Which is fucking stupid because, number one, they're not spelled the fucking same. Number two, the character of Bane has been around for a long time. And how is there any kind of fucking symbolism with that? It's fucking dumb. And speaking of Batman, there's another fucking point I've heard which kind of contradicts what fucking Rush was saying. A guy I've talked about in a video before by the name of Luke. For some reason, he was still, this was like last year, he was still into George W. Bush. I don't know why, but he tried to defend him, like, oh, he tried to do this, and he's a good guy. I'm like, I'm not fucking denying he might be a good guy. From what I hear, George Bush has a great fucking sense of humor. And I think that fucking showed through when Stephen Colbert, did his roasting, which I'm going to put a link to that if I can find it. It was fucking brilliant. And it's pretty long, but if you watch the video, it's fucking hilarious. Apparently, the story behind that was, it was some kind of, like, correspondence dinner, and Bush was going to be there, and the person who was supposed to be speaking dropped out. So the person organizing it saw Stephen Colbert and said, oh, this guy seems like, he's pretty sympathetic towards Bush. Not realizing that the fucking character on the Colbert Report is a parody of Bill O'Reilly. It's a fucking joke. Apparently they didn't get that, but he roasted Bush. Now, at the end of the video, and like I said, hopefully I can find the full fucking version. At the end, Bush, you could tell he was getting a little, like, pissed off, but, like, he wasn't letting it show through. But when Stephen Colbert was done, he actually shook his hand and said, great job. So now Laura Bush, on the other hand, she didn't have a mic on her. However, you could see her mouth the words, "You're not funny," and Stephen Colbert had to kind of, like, awkwardly walk away. But watch that. But anyway, so I'm not saying George Bush may not, maybe he's a good guy, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't fucking know the asshole personally, but I heard from this Republican, Luke, the guy I talked about before, that Chris Nolan is apparently a big Republican, which I don't think that really shows through in his fucking films. I've seen quite a few of his movies. But he said that he believes that Batman, the Dark Knight, he is supposed to represent George Bush. Because Batman knows what he's doing is fucking right. And at first people like it, and then they kind of turn against him. In between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. So it's like, well, I seriously fucking doubt that. The Batman character has been like that for a long fucking time. He's a fucking vigilante. So that point is fucking stupid. If people believe this shit, and this, hopefully I'll bring this up later, but people just believe this hook, line, and sinker. And it's kind of fucking embarrassing, really. It's like, really, right-wingers? There are plenty of fucking right-wingers who are intelligent, who do give a fuck, and they are good fucking people, and they maybe have a different idea than I do, but, their heart is in the right place. They're trying to do things to help people, and like I said, they may disagree, but, at least they're out there trying, like, they're saying, well, I think this is going to work, and here's why. Anyhow, off Rush Limbaugh for now. Now, on to Obama. Myself, along with a few others, like Cardinal Virtues, because I do, and by the way, I know I talk about him a lot, but I really like the guy, and I really like his fucking videos, and I think he's intelligent as fuck. But, and I learned things from his videos. I believe Skeptical Heretic and a few others were voting for Obama, and, there was really no doubt in my mind, because I knew, even before Romney got the nomination, none of those assholes would have been good. None of them, including Romney. He's a fucking cunt and a half. and I'm going to talk about him more later. But I knew I was going to vote for Obama, but the thing that fucks me up is if you guys aren't paying attention, the anti-Romney ads are popping up everywhere on fucking YouTube. I mean, just constantly. Now, there are a few things against Obama, like, oh, the unemployment's super high. It's like, okay, yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, people aren't getting back to work. It sucks that there are, fewer jobs, but jobs are out there, unlike a few fucking years ago when people, like when Obama first got elected, there really were no fucking jobs. I know that. I had to take a shitty fucking job, but what fucks me up is that most of the time, Democrats are fucking pussies. Let's not beat around the fucking bush. They're pussies. Now, there are a few, like, Joe Biden, was known for being, pretty much a hard ass, Joe the Shark. And there are a few others, like Al Franken, he's pretty fucking tough with this shit. And there are a couple other people here and there who, do defend shit. But normally, if Democrats make these kind of attack ads, the Republicans would get all pissed off, and the Democrats, okay, we're sorry, we won't do that again. And then the Republicans will continue to do their shit. But, the Democrats, they I don't know, they're pussies. Let's be honest. Like I said, let's be honest, they're fucking pussies. That's why they don't win most of the time. But the Romney campaign asked Obama to stop and to apologize. And they said no. Really? No? Really? And apparently, Obama was at a bookstore on the campaign trail, and he picked up Romney's book called No Apologies, held it up, and had a huge fucking grin on his face. It's like, what the fuck? Was there some kind of, like, secret memo that went out to Democrats like, hey, stop being pussies? And they were just kind of like, oh, yeah, good idea. Okay, cool, yeah, okay, we're not going to be pussies anymore. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, are you serious? I mean, I'm happy about that, because Romney, like I said, I'm going to be talking about him some. He's an asshole, okay? And anyone who believes in him, like I heard one person say, well, he does look like a president. It's like, but who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what they look like? Why don't you go by what they say, what they're fucking preaching, what they're trying to shove down our throats? And if you do that, you realize this motherfucker sucks. His family, they're just, they're fucked up. If you really look into the history of them, they're not good fucking people. His wife, getting offended, like, oh, I was a housewife and I raised, 5 fucking kids, and, I mean, I had nannies and I could go off and do whatever the fuck I wanted, but I'm like every other fucking woman out there raising a fucking kid. No, bitch, I'm sorry, you're not. You had tons of fucking money, your husband's an asshole, and, there's the whole offshore bank accounts, the tax havens, and I'm glad that the Obama administration is pushing that shit. Like, look what this motherfucker's doing. He doesn't want to pay his fucking taxes. Which, in all fairness, none of us want to pay our fucking taxes. Now, me. Actually, another guy I talked about in a video, the guy JJ. I mentioned him recently. We were talking about healthcare, and, like, again, he's my fucking age. We're both 27 years old, and he's, like, Republican, but it seems like he knows fuck all about his own goddamn beliefs. But we were talking about healthcare. He asked what it was, and I explained, what the healthcare bill was, and I think I'm going to touch more on that. But he said, well, I would just much rather it come out from my taxes. I pay, I don't think about it, and I can just go to the doctor. I'm like, that's a single-payer fucking system. That's what people are calling fucking communism and socialism. They didn't want that. The Republican Party hated that fucking idea. The Heritage Foundation tried that shit, I believe it was the Heritage Foundation, in the late 80s. As a fucking response, because apparently the Democrats were trying to go for more like of a European system, single payer. I don't think all of Europe has that. I've heard that, I should have looked this shit up, but I heard France has public option. I don't know that. If someone can correct me, go ahead and do it, but yeah, it would have been a better fucking idea. The Europeans, they spend less, they have better fucking results, they live longer, so it would have been better, but it fucks me up that he didn't even know. It's like, but then he admitted watching Fox News. Because they have a right-wing bias. Like, okay, well, obviously they're not fucking telling you anything. They're telling you fucking lies about this shit. I mean, now, in all fairness, Bill O'Reilly said, he agrees with the public option. And I brought this up against fucking Mystical Forest a while back. And, because O'Reilly said, well, if people can't afford private insurance and the government can offer it to them for cheaper, I think that's okay. And, of course, Mystical Forest, oh, he would just play devil's advocate. He doesn't have to, you fucking idiot. He's pretty right-wing. He has a pretty fucking steady audience. He gets some good ratings, so I don't think he really has to bullshit and just make things up. Anyhow, and that's one thing about Romney that fucks with me, because Romney has a 59-point plan on how to improve the economy. It does nothing for the fucking middle class, of course, and, you know, the lower class. It does nothing for them. Because it's this bullshit that they're trying to push that they've been pushing for fucking years, that if we give money to rich people, they, you know, if they're going to make jobs, and they're going to create jobs. I mean, they have really no incentive to do it. It's not like, okay, if you hire this many people, you build this shit, or you make this shit, you're going to get tax breaks. No, just give it to them. And this shit has never fucking worked. And that's one thing that fucks me up. Middle class people who basically vote against themselves, they buy this shit. Well, if we give them money, because, you know, I've never been hired by a poor person, but if we give rich people money, they'll create jobs. It's never fucking worked. Maybe to a certain extent it has, but even when they called it horse and sparrow economics, trickle-down economics, Reaganomics, the Bush tax cuts, it doesn't fucking work. There is no fucking motivation for them to create more jobs. Okay, yeah, they're getting more money. Okay. There's nothing, there's no strings attached. They can just have this fucking money. It doesn't fucking work. Now, supply-side economics does work to a certain extent. If you create some shit, well, those people, because you have to hire them to make that shit, they're going to go out and buy shit. So, okay, and if they like the product they're fucking making, they're going to buy it. You know, it's the same with Converse. They used to make the shit here. You know, the Chuck Taylors and all that. Now they don't. So it's like, well, these American workers, they're not going to turn around and buy some fucking Converse. You know, because they don't work for them anymore. But like I said, it does work to a certain extent. But we're not doing it right. Just giving rich people money. It's like, well, of course, Romney wants fucking tax cuts. He probably paid almost nothing in fucking taxes, especially since some of his money is tucked away. But goddamn, it's like, are you really going to continue to vote against yourself, your self-fucking interest? And I'm not saying the Democrats are so fucking great and they're going to do everything they can. I mean, Obama should have done more. And I accept that fucking fact. You know, he should have pushed for more shit. I mean, he has been. You know, he's in support of gay rights and he's open about it. You know, don't ask, don't tell. That's a big fucking thing. And, you know, I said in a previous video, someone's like, oh yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, ask the fucking people that it actually affects. Okay? Fucking idiot. Anyhow. Now, I want to talk about the Rush Limbaugh thing again. I said I would, and I did remember. I was hoping I'd remember all my fucking points, because I had a lot of shit to say in this video. Al Franken. I'm a fan of Al Franken. I like his books. If you guys are interested, he has quite a few books, and I own a few of them, like Rush Limbaugh's A Big Fat Idiot, Lies and the Lying Liars Who Tell Them, and The Truth with Jokes. And they're great fucking books. I mean, now, Rush Limbaugh's A Big Fat Idiot and Lies and the Lying Liars Who Tell Them, they're more, like, products of their time. So if you're kind of young, you may not understand some of this shit, but I still think they're good books. There's a lot of information, and they fact check all their shit too. And I don't think they've ever been able to find a single lie in his books, but except for jokes, they try to point that shit out. But Al Franken was telling this story that he went to the Fox News building. I forget what show he was doing, but he in the green room, wherever the fuck it is, ran into Alan Colmes and Hannity, Sean Hannity, and that's back when they had a show together, Hannity and Colmes. Now it's just Hannity because, you know, Colmes, oh yeah, well, I mean, he says he's a liberal, but it seemed like all he did was fucking agree with Sean Hannity, and I think Family Guy even threw a little jab in there, you know, like they made him droopy, which was a pretty good fucking analysis, but, you know, he never fought back. He never really seemed like a liberal except for a couple cases here and there, I think against, like, Ann Coulter. Anyhow, moving on. I spent too much fucking time on that build-up. So, Sean Hannity, I guess he decided he was going to take issue with Al Franken for calling his book, Rush Limbaugh is a Big Fat Idiot. Because Sean Hannity, I think he's like some kind of, like a protege of Rush Limbaugh. So, of course, he's going to take offense to that. And he's like, no, it's a joke. You know, it wasn't being fucking serious. It's a joke, and here's why. And he said, no, that's wrong to attack him for his weight. And Al Franken brought up, he's like, yeah, but on his show, when the Clintons were in there, it said, oh, the Clintons, you know, they got a pet cat, Socks. I remember this. And he said, but did you know that they have a White House dog? And popped up a picture of Chelsea Clinton. Because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, she's not a very attractive girl. She's not the most horrible-looking person I've ever fucking seen, but her parents, you know, aren't going to be winning any fucking beauty contests anytime soon. And Alan Colmes was like, yeah, that's a good point. You know, he did that too. I remember that. And Sean Hannity said, Rush said it was an accident. You know, so I believe him. And Al Franken's like, then where's the joke? What picture was supposed to come up? They did not have a dog. And they got into it. So, Sean Hannity bought that shit hook, line, and sinker. Now, I bring that up for a fucking reason. Now, I meant to mention this earlier. There's a clip from the Newsroom. I believe that's the name of the show. I don't know. The name is slipping my fucking mind, but it's an HBO show. Aaron Sorkin is doing it, and he's famous for doing The West Wing. Apparently, the show is on HBO, and I don't have HBO, so I can't fucking watch it. But I think some of the episodes are on YouTube, so I think I'm going to be watching this. Now, Cardinal Virtues linked this clip in one of his description bars, and I'm going to link it too, and I really want you guys to go watch that. It's not that long. Go watch that, and then come back to this video, because it really does back up a lot of my fucking points. So, do that, pause now, and watch it. So anyway, or if you guys have already seen it, you know, I'm sorry, but, didn't say that part, but, so, I was on a video, and I'll link that in the description bar too, by a user called Huckathome. Now, I'm subscribed to Huckathome, and I think, you know, he makes a lot of good points, and this is not really anything to do with him. At least not too much. Now, he had a video talk about Romney's 59-point plan, which I brought up earlier, and it was a good video. Now, there was a thing where he's trying to pimp out one of his other channels, like in the middle of the video, which kind of fucks with me, but it was a good video, and, you know, if you like more, like, left-wing politics, you like my fucking opinions, but you want someone who's a little bit more fucking eloquent, they don't cuss and say fuck every other word like I do, I would recommend, you know, checking him out. You might like him. Anyhow, there was a comment from a user called Huguenot, I believe is how you would say it. And he basically accused Huckathome of swallowing Obama's bullshit and lies. And some of this shit I'm going to be paraphrasing. I'm not going to copy these out because I'm not going to go over every fucking comment. He swallowed Obama's lines hook, line, and sinker, which is kind of fucking funny, which comes up. Now, I had to call his ass out. And I basically told him, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You know, he called Obama a Marxist. And I asked him, do you even know what a fucking Marxist is? I guarantee you, this son of a bitch has not fucking read the Communist Manifesto. And he said, I don't know everything about communism or something like this, but I know enough about it to know that it's evil. It's evil? In what fucking way? It's all about the fucking workers. The people who produce the shit. How is that evil? You know, and this is, and I know this for a fucking fact, because I've met people who have actually said this. It's these motherfuckers who think one day they're going to be rich. Again, I know someone who actually fucking said that to me. Because I said, it's wrong to fucking just give tax cut after tax cut to fucking rich people. Even when they're not doing anything, why give them more fucking money? Why keep cutting their fucking taxes? In fact, it's funny because Reagan might come up if I remember to bring this up too. You know, he fucking raised taxes on pretty much the middle class, but he started lowering the taxes on the rich people. And unemployment was pretty fucking high. I've read numbers of over 10 fucking % unemployment. That's pretty fucking terrible. That's worse than we have now. And they're gonna try to harp on that fucking point. But, you know, Reagan, you know, he's... oh my god, he's just so amazing, and oh, we owe him. No, we don't. Okay, guess what? That was his fucking job. You know, do you owe me because I make fucking drinks? No. Anyhow, also, with the whole, like, you swallowed his bullshit, no. The thing is, yeah, there are some liberals who buy everything Obama sells. They just think that everything he fucking says and does, that's the fucking gospel. People like me, no, we have disagreements. You know, the Young Turks, I know, you know, they're not, you know, they don't suck Obama's dick. Some people do, yeah, but some people fucking suck any president's dick and think that anything they fucking do is good and it makes sense, and yeah, they may not have done this, but I understand why. Now, in all fairness, Obama has had a lot of fucking assholes working against him, you know, the Republicans, you know, the teabaggers who won, and these fucking blue dogs, Democrats who say they're Democrats, but they always seem to go with the fucking Republicans. So anyway, this son of a bitch keeps going, and I think he blocked me, because I couldn't respond to his last fucking comment, and unless there's a glitch, I'm gonna have to recheck it, because it seemed like there were a few things, like, I don't know, that weren't working on that particular video. Who the fuck knows? It's YouTube. There's always fuck-ups here and there. So, he's, you know, accusing Obama like he's a bad economist, okay? That's why you have advisors. It's not just him. They have people working for them to say, here's what you should probably do, here's what will fucking work. That's what you do, right? Oh wait, the teabaggers were bitching about that, like czars and shit. And speaking of economists, what about Paul Krugman? You know, because I love when they say, like, oh, these are Marxist ideas. Oh, this shit doesn't work. Paul Krugman. I believe he won a Nobel Prize for his economic work. And actually, he was one of the few motherfuckers that saw this shit coming, you know, with, you know, the banking and all that. What about him? He's more in line with me. Should we listen to him? He's a good economist. He's damn good. That's his fucking career. In fact, I know a guy in real life who, he could just spout off all this shit about the economy and explain it. And I asked him, why didn't you become a fucking economist? And he said, it's way too hard. There's too much. There are too many variables with the economy. So if you're good at it, that means you're a smart motherfucker. Anyhow, since I mentioned Marxism, this son of a bitch, and actually I think I did earlier, he keeps accusing Obama of being a Marxist. And I said, if he's a fucking Marxist, then I'm some ultra fucking communist. You know, Obama has done nothing in the name of Marxism. You know, he isn't, you know, taxing the rich more and lowering the fucking taxes on the middle class, is he? No. What the fuck is he doing that's at all Marxist? So what did this motherfucker say? Well, he went to Marxist schools and... Like, where? Okay, he went to schools in fucking Hawaii, I believe Indonesia. Those are Marxist schools? Okay. Name one that is a Marxist school. Like, that is what they fucking do. And also, he went to Harvard. Are they a fucking Marxist school? Didn't Bush go there? Whatever. But, again, this motherfucker has no fucking clue what he's talking about with Marxism. And he brought up, you know, Stalin. Because, you know, again, I said earlier, you know, he said it's evil. Okay, well, Stalinism is not communism. You know, what Stalin was doing goes against communism. Communism is just all about the fucking middle class. It's all about the workers. What was their fucking war cry, essentially? Workers of the world unite. Or workers of all lands unite. I believe that's what it says on Marx's tomb. Or his gravesite, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But the reason I brought this up is because it's fucking pathetic that this motherfucker is misinformed about everything. Every fucking thing. And he doesn't fucking care. And that's why I wanted you guys to watch that Newsroom clip. Because it's like, yeah, people were informed back in the day. They're not anymore. This motherfucker, he buys this bullshit about Obama being a Marxist hook, line, and sinker. Because it's ironic that he accused Huckathome of doing that. Yet that's what he's fucking doing here. In fact, I've seen that shit way too many fucking times. My cousin, who I've talked about before, you know, he was the most liberal asshole you could possibly meet. Now, oh, no, he's a Republican. Well, he's independent, but he, you know, he jerks off to the fucking Republicans because, well, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's misinformed because he listens to certain fucking people, and that's what people like this do. They listen to bullshit, because I brought up against this fucking Huguenot asshole. I'm like, you're probably a fucking Fox News viewer. He said, that's irrelevant. No, it's not. It's not. Just like if you hear some bullshit, like really ultra-liberal rhetoric, a lot of times you get accused of watching MSNBC, which someone tried to accuse me of that, and I said, actually, no, I don't. I don't watch any of them. But it's not fucking irrelevant, because they fucking lie. They lie all the fucking time. Or they say, oh, this is the way it is, and it's really not, it's the fucking opposite. They're fucking full of shit. So it's not fucking irrelevant, but what assholes like this do is they watch that bullshit, and they go to bullshit websites that they think, oh, this is the way it is. This is the way the fucking world works. And, you know, they subscribe to people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about, that they make shit up, essentially to line their own fucking pockets, but then they go to their fucking idiot friends. Their idiot friends have stupid-ass fucking opinions, and it's not based on fucking fact, and they hear it like, oh, yeah, I think you're right, yeah, that makes sense. Obama, he's a Marxist, yeah. And I brought up against that fucking idiot, like, okay, if you say that, then I can say Reagan's a fucking Nazi. It's like, no, I have proof that he's a Marxist, and you don't. Okay, no, sorry, asshole, you don't. Even if you went to Marxist schools, I had Republican fucking teachers. I had Christian teachers. I had left-wing, right-wing teachers. All these fucking people. It doesn't matter. You can make up your own fucking mind. So Obama's that goddamn dumb, like you motherfuckers who believe all the Marxist shit, that he can't make up his own mind? That he can't say, I think that's wrong. I know you, the fucking assholes like you, you know, say, oh yeah, the right wing, yeah, that's good. That's gonna fucking fix America. Romney, he's gonna fix everything. So Obama fucked everything up, even though he didn't. I'm sorry, okay? Reagan fucked up the 80s. Clinton fixed it. And then Bush came in, fucked it up, and Obama's trying to fix it, because the 90s, yeah, towards the end, they were fucking great. Clinton did a good fucking job. Whether you have complaints about that asshole or not, which I have my own, he did a pretty damn good fucking job. People had money. People had shit. Took 2 fucking terms. But then again, it took 1 term for Bush to fuck that all up. But it's funny that I'm accused. People like me, we're accused of just buying bullshit. Wholesale. We don't fucking question it. We buy everything Obama says. But then you look at these motherfuckers, and they do the same fucking shit that they're accusing you of. They're fucking projecting it. And I love how they try to, get out of this. No, because no. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And, it's all about fucking integrity. And that's what a lot of these fucking assholes do not have. They don't give a fuck. If the facts don't back them up, then they just make shit up. Or they say some kind of fucking word that they think invokes some kind of fucking emotional response. I remember back in the day on fucking discussion boards, people bitching about Bush. This was before the 2004 election. Like, well, he did this and this and this. How can you vote for this fucking moron? And what did someone... I am not fucking making this up. He had like some kind of like graphic shit on his stuff, and all American flags and eagles and all that shit. It's like, okay, yeah. Enough with jerking off to American fucking history, especially considering the fact you know fuck all about it. You know nothing about what the Founding Fathers believed. You know nothing about the fucking Constitution, but you're the true Americans, which I'll probably bring that up in a second. Fuck it, why not? This video is probably long as hell anyway. But his response to this was, it's about integrity. And that's it, huh? That's it. You have nothing to fucking back you up. Just like the fucking idiots who hate Obama. I disagree with him, and yeah, I think some of his shit's fucked up, but they don't, a lot of these fuckers don't want to say why. And it's also funny, because that Huguenot, I forgot to bring this up. We'll talk about Karl Marx. He said, and I'm not making this up, I'll link to the fucking video so you can see our comment exchange. Karl Marx was a Jew. And then later he said his father was a rabbi. The fuck does this have to do with anything? What the fuck does that mean? And then I'm thinking, oh yeah, that explains why he doesn't like Obama. Yeah, because he thinks that Obama's this way, and probably because he's black. That happens. But, it's these kind of pricks. They're the real America. They're the real thing. It's us, the people that want some kind of change that says, this is going to help people. This will fucking help people. Maybe, they can get a job. Or if they don't have enough to eat, this is going to give them some kind of fucking food. This helps. No, that's not right. It's, it's the right wing. They're the only ones. And if that's the fucking case, why do we even fucking have elections? If everyone should just be the same, why even have elections? Why not just fucking elect some asshole, and then he stays in fucking power for the rest of his life? Why not do that? It's just, oh my god, it's fucking frustrating. I still can't fucking believe that these assholes exist, and they act like they're right. No matter how many fucking facts you bring up and say, here's why you're fucking wrong. They don't fucking care. No. Obama's a Marxist. No, he's not. If he were, maybe some shit would get done. Maybe there would be less unemployment, I should say. But, whatever. Just keep buying that shit. Keep thinking that you're the fucking real deal. And it's us. We're the ones fucking everything up. Last point I'm going to bring up is Republicans have a habit of saying government doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. Government sucks. Government's the problem. Reagan said that shit. Government's the problem, not the solution. Okay, then why is it that we're voting for you motherfuckers who get in there, fuck things up, and, but, yeah, so I guess that's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, the Republicans fuck things up. But it's not the whatever. I think I've ranted way fucking longer than I want to. So this is a Bad 5, and I'll see you guys next video.